Alright, Share Love Tea here, coming at you with our 5th Let's Build episode. So today on the episode, we're taking it back to the early 90s. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are recognizing the music playing right now, or this screenshot here, but this is what we're doing today. So if you guys recognize this music or recognize this show, let me know down in the comments. I'm gonna leave this one a mystery. And we'll take a quick look at some of the models I built recently. We have two advanced carts that I switched into boats. So like a mini kind of tugboat. More of like a speedboat. Kind of like a pirate themed one. We have our pigeon. Our ode to Trashbird. We got Peacock. This Peacock came out really good. I'm really happy with the way this one turned out. We've got a lemur. We've got ourselves a lion. This lion I'm like kind of lukewarm on. It's alright. It's not too shabby, but it's not the best either. We've got our fancy color changing dragon, which you do with the iridescence on the dragon scales by customizing it. It's very cool, so depending on what angle you look at it, it just keeps changing colors on you. And it's very cool, I really like that. Then we got a couple more Mario things here. We've got the old plant in the sewer. We've got the little bone spiky dude. And the cactus. And in the last episode we took a look at the other models that are here. So if you guys are interested, check out the last episode. And then we have these two lion statues, a lion and a lioness. So I just used this lion model, blew it up, then I took off the mane, made the head a little bit smaller, made the body a little bit smaller. And we've got our two cool looking Egyptian lion statues. And we'll quit wasting time, we're gonna hop in. I looked it up, it says Acme Crime Net on the TV. So we're gonna grab our basic shapes. I'm gonna take a look through. I probably should have planned this out a little bit better. I haven't at all thought about what I'm gonna use for shapes.
I can run the one up to Yonkers. Start on a yacht on the Yangtze. I can feel the breeze up the Mississippi.
Could probably get away with a square pipe.
Only mean everything to me.
You know, it would be nice to have the TV rounded,
Dinner of a chat in a chopper.
but that might be a lot more work than we're looking to sign up for right now.
Through the Gulf to Yucatan.
I'm hoping to finish this model by the time this album ends. So we'll see. When we hear DuckTales kick in, we know we're past time.
I can ride into Canada, a tux on a Clydesdale. Bareback's gonna pack mule to Greece. I can walk a high wire through the
So the name of the band that's singing right now is Rockapella. I don't know if that gives anybody any hints. I mean, they're still kind of... I think the biggest thing they were known for was the show, but I could be wrong on that. Alright, so I think we're gonna make it mostly square. Would be, like I said, it would be nice to have the roundedness, but that might not be plausible. So we're gonna scroll down here in our hierarchy. We're gonna throw that into our hierarchy, that which begins us at the 0 point on the map. If we want to zoom to it, we could press F on the keyboard. That brings us to it nice and quick. Now, learning shortcuts on the keyboard definitely is helpful, and you'll be able to get stuff done a lot faster once you learn the shortcuts. Some of them I still don't bother with. Like you can see I switch a lot of stuff manually still. Just like it's easy for me to move around with the mouse, I don't know. So we're gonna want this a bit thicker. So we're probably gonna want to go with the thick square. So we like the shape of it already, so we don't have to actually delete this and bring another one out. What we could do is just drag this over to the mesh and switch it like that. Very nifty. Very nifty. Yeah, so guys could probably tell. A lot of stuff I make, if you look up my stuff on community content, a lot of it is nostalgic stuff. Stuff that I have fond memories of. That's mostly what I've been building so far. So this happens to be one of those shows from my childhood that I think actually was successful in being both a educational show and entertaining. One of the few. Oops. That's not what I want to do. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this so I have an extra one in my thing, and then I'm just gonna switch that to a cube so we keep roughly the same dimensions. And we're just gonna drag that forward. That's gonna be our screen. Now we're gonna want a bit of a lip around here. So we're gonna copy this again. And we're going to switch that to a thin container. I'm just gonna keep dragging it out and then get the right size, get it right around the edge just like we want it. Then we can make this way smaller and drag that up. But we want it to be behind the screen, so we'll leave it in a bit. You don't want too big of a lip because it would be blocking people's view. Alright, so that looks alright. Now we want little speaker looking things there. So definitely breaking one of my rules here, because normally I say no lyrics, something relaxing. But I figured we'd go with a themed episode this one. And I recently rediscovered this album, and I think it's actually a pretty good album. I mean, it's for an arguably, some people would say a corny TV show, but like I said, I have fond memories of it personally. Alright, so we want it kind of close. Now we're going to copy this one in our hierarchy again, and we're going to switch it to, I guess, let's go with the truncated cone. And then we're going to make this smaller.
Stretching the shadows over the ground brings on these memories of people and places that I've never seen, and voices so strange and so
Acapella, I mean, you don't have instruments in it, but when it's well done, it's like really a full sound. I mean, there's a lot of coordination involved in it too. It's really an interesting music genre. You know, I'm sure back in the day it was much popular than it is nowadays, but nowadays it's like kind of underrated, I would say. Or maybe you just don't have as many artists doing it. I don't know. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. So we're gonna grab all three of those pieces for the little speaker. We're gonna copy them. We'll just call this speaker right away. Make this one. Get it out of the way, I mean. That way we don't get lazy about it later and forget to label it. So we'll move the second one to the exact same position onto the other side. So just by putting a minus, we know our 0 point is here, because we started on the 0 point. Alright, so next we got a little knob right there. We probably want something with a little bit of shape, so probably chamfered. Chamfered. I don't know how you... Some of these words, I mean... I know what the shape looks like, but ask me to pronounce it. Chamfered.
This is my home. Oh yeah, this is my home. This is my home. This is my home.
So some hints about this show, there's newer episodes. Or not newer episodes, rather. Newer shows. They did a bunch of cartoons, they've done live action stuff. But they really changed the formula in the later shows. Went from a game show to a cartoon to like a mystery type deal. Now we got a little bit of shaking going on there. I don't like that. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Or maybe it's just the angle we were looking at it on. Probably when we put our materials on after, we'll be able to see better what's going on there. Which is a good thing to keep in mind if you're doing mostly blue grid, keeping it to the basic grid as you're going. You know, some stuff, once you put the materials on, you'll be able to see a little bit better, and you're going to want to tweak them a little bit better. So I'm not sure if there's a knob on the other side there because his arm's blocking. And unfortunately, finding screenshots of this show has been very difficult. And even the videos that you could find on, you could watch a bunch of the episodes on YouTube, but the video quality is like, oof, very dated. Okay, so maybe, you know what? We could get a rounded bottom anyways by using the cube rounded, so we'll probably do that. So we got a nice rainbow here. It's Pride Month or something going on, so that's cool. Anything that has to do with human rights is always a major plus for everybody, I think. It's a win for humanity. We're gonna want this a little bit thinner. Now here I'm thinking we're gonna use neon lights, and for this bar, and there's a little one at the top, I think we might be able to get away with cubes with like I don't know what kind of coloring you call that. It's like radial coloring or something. Okay. Now oftentimes, like when I'm building on my own, I don't always leave it all gridded. I like to put materials on as I go to give myself more of an idea. But they do say, so I'm gonna just copy this cube here. They do say that you're supposed to work with grid and then do your materials after. It's probably a lot more efficient. In that respect, it definitely does make sense. So here we have kind of like a gap with lights that are going, but I think we're just gonna have the lights in between. So we're gonna cheat that a little bit. Oh, and this has got to be way taller, actually. Because we're gonna need that dial there. So it's probably got to be about here. And we're gonna grab all our pieces, we're gonna move this up. So this should be probably about there. Then we're gonna make this taller. And you know what? We probably want it going into the top of the TV a little bit, instead of having it rounded. As long as we're not touching the screen, it shouldn't be poking through anywhere. Right. Looks nice. So we'll drag that down. So I don't know if we're making good time. We've already been through a couple songs here. I mean, we won't stress too much if we we pass the time, then we'll be listening to random cartoon theme songs after. Starting with DuckTales. Woo! Alright, let's see. This part, I mean, like I said, find a better shot, I don't know. But I have no idea what's going on here. We'll try and get a rough estimation, but so sometimes I just drag onto the screen. I would have been probably better off dragging into the hierarchy there, but yeah, we're probably gonna have to switch some materials here to properly assess how we're gonna build this. So, at least this anyways, we're gonna switch this to glass. We're gonna copy that sphere. You know what, I very often go with emissive, but we should go with something else here. Let's go with a... Let's go clear coat. Clear coat. Go black. So we're gonna copy this one again, then we're going to grab a pipe, switch it with there. We'll make it gold for now. So we're just gonna restart the shape here, but we're in the right spot, so we just gotta... You know what? I think we want the thin one. So we're just gonna scroll down, grab our thin pipe, switch that. Alright, that looks good. Now, this we're gonna want to move down. Move this all down slightly because we're gonna want to leave space for this nice rainbow bar there.
Hello, this is Gary Drews, mayor of the city of Pierre, South Dakota. Yes, that's
This
right.
could probably still be a little bit longer.
I vehemently object to the callous omission of our fair city from the main body of the song entitled Capital. Why Pierre has much
I mean, the theme song's definitely gonna give it away at the end. If you guys don't get it when the theme song kicks in, then it's just before your time, or
never completely freezes and is a water
maybe you missed it when it was on. But
migratory waterfall. What's more, Pierre is included on the National Register of Historic
let's
Places.
back up here a little bit.
You, my friends, have been sorely remiss in your geographic
Okay,
duties
so we're still
today.
doing that.
Way, let's take a boat to Bermuda. Let's take a plane to St. Paul. Let's grab a kayak to Quincy or Niagara.
I'm just gonna grab this, which is a cube polished.
Let's take a trip
I'm gonna copy that one.
No need to come back at all. Let's take a powder to Boston for chowder. Let's get away from it all. We'll travel around from town to town. We'll visit every state. And I'll repeat I love you, sweet, in all the 48.
So get it roughly in the middle.
Go again to Niagara.
Shorten it down a little bit.
This time we'll look at the fall. Let's leave our hut, dear, get out of our rut, dear.
So, I mean, I can't imagine any of you guys were like looking to build this, but I figured it's still a fun project. Still cool looking retro TV. And there's still, I'm sure, some tips here that to be learned.
Hey, El. Yeah? I like your shoes. Sean, you like
So
your
we
shoes?
want this
Thanks.
almost
What do you call those?
exactly lined up with the edge of the TV.
Let's go.
Alright, so this is gonna be like a nice little... Oh. Let's put that back and then just remove our negative here.
Well, we'll travel round from town to town. We'll visit every state. Alaska and Hawaii too. Then all
grab this
48.
one.
Come on, baby, let's go again to Niagara. This time
That's
we'll
not the
look
way
at
I
the
wanted to spin it.
fall.
I said
Let's
Y,
leave our hut,
it is
dear,
the
get out of
Y.
our rut, dear. Let's get away. Let's get away from it all. Let's get away.
Just switch it to gold for now. There's still some little doodads and knickknacks we could throw on there, but we'll get back to that. We're gonna throw the neon lights on for now. See if we can't get a little color going on in this one. So we want a nice... Is that the one? Alright, mirror that on the Y. I think the size of it looks pretty good, so we just pretty much want it the right length. We're starting right at the edge of this little wood piece. A really fun mix of music on this album too. I mean, kind of goes all over the place, which is very fitting for the show. Now, I don't want it flashing. How do I... Let me think here a second. I'm pretty sure we can turn that flashing off. So maybe it's with the custom wise. Okay, that's what. There we go. We just want a solid color on it. So, go over to our nice color wheel, see how nice we can match this green here. Now, I'm not a color expert, so I kind of just play with it until I get it right. I mean, that looks pretty close. Well, let's go the same, but just a little bit darker. So we don't want it clipping into the top or the bottom here. So we're going to want to get close to the bottom as we can there. I mean, that looks alright. Alright, so we're gonna copy this. Right, because you see how the arrows aren't quite on the middle of this? Now there's a way to change that, I think. Anyways, there's a way to change that, but it's not a big deal if we gotta fiddle with it. You know what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna do one side and then mirror it over. Yeah.
I got a hole in my pocket and nothing coming down my leg, thinking about my home.
Alright, so yeah, we're gonna pull that over.
I'm gonna hock every buck in the bank and vacate this skinny town like a penny brown.
Really fun music. Rockapella, I don't know. They would be nice if they had some more albums. Alright, so now we're gonna grab all of our pieces here. We're gonna make it into a merged model. We're gonna copy it. We're gonna mirror it on the X. That's pretty nice. So we're gonna unwrap these. Alright, so this looks like it goes to a darker green. Then we're looking at a dark blue. Nice purple of some sort. Got us a nice pink. Wait a second. There we go. Orange. Got some yellow going on. I can't really tell what those next ones are. Looks like we got dark green. Let's go with an even darker green. Is there any colors that aren't represented in here? Let's go. Weird green. Didn't look like there's any red, but maybe we got red up there, so let's go with another yellow, like a dark yellow.
Aren't they wonderful, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, come on, give them a big
That looks pretty nice. I like that.
Now, there's one more thing I want you to do. You know
Okay,
what it
so
is?
back up. Oh, here it is. The much anticipated theme song. We're almost at the end, folks. Gonna have to speed this up. How are we gonna do? I guess we're gonna have to use this. See if we can.
Well, they never saw her steal. We come from the jungle, will they?
Where in the world is
Carmen San Diego. She go from Nashville to Norway, Thailand to Zimbabwe, Chicago to Czechoslovakia and back. Well, she'll rent in Pakistan and run a scan in Scandinavia. Then she'll stick 'em up down under and go pickpocket first. She was the
I feel like if I pull this out any further, it's gonna go all the way to the middle, yeah.
Carmen San Diego?
Tell me where in the world. Tell me where can she be? That's water to Thailand.
But that should look alright the way it is. So yeah, we're just copying that same one. Those. Put them on the other side. Alright. So now we need kind of some feet there. Alright, so we're gonna want little feet that you probably don't see that are touching the floor. And then we're gonna want something that wraps down a little bit. So we're gonna go over time a little bit here, that's alright. So a nifty trick here, we're going to drop this to the floor. And it'll always drop it to whatever's the nearest object to touch. So it doesn't have to necessarily be the floor. Like if you did it on top of the TV, it would drop to the top of the TV. Ah, yeah. That's my jam right here. I think next on the list after this is Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers too. Which I'm so scared to watch that new movie. I don't know why they have to do live action with these cartoons. Just leave it cartoons, guys. I don't know how there's no audience for that. Alright. What are we gonna do to get that corner? There was a piece I saw. I mean, we could probably use a pipe and like stretch it a little bit, but it's not gonna give us necessarily the shape. Not the nicest shape. Yeah, I love this cartoon, Chip and Dale's. Disney was killing it. Like late 80s, early 90s, like as far as like the afternoon shows went. Man, what a lineup. What a lineup. There is a corner here. Smooth and oh, it's rounded too? Oh boy. Hamina hamina. That's the one. good old white cube in the middle makes it all bigger or all smaller. So that looks about the right size. I feel like maybe we should have made it a bit wider, but because this I guess that's alright. Alright, so we're gonna copy it, mirror it on the X. Make it into a merge model so it doesn't do anything funny on us. We're gonna mirror it on a Y. Let's see. Yeah, I thought that was gonna be way too far back. So. So it's a pretty good show. Kipo and the Wander Beasts on Netflix. Pretty good animation. I mean, they kind of used it to push a narrative in the third season that I wasn't too impressed with. But, yeah, really fun animation with animal characters. Alright, so I think we're going to start putting some materials on here. Get an idea of where we're going. Do we want to make this out of wood? Is that the right material, or is it going to be maybe metal painted old? Might be nice to give us some kind of like... It's almost the right color even. You almost don't even gotta switch the color. Yeah, I kinda like that, because it makes it look old. Okay, so that's gonna be... Okay, so we're gonna want to grab these, because that flickering's gonna be a problem. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna delete one side. Make that a little bit bigger. Make this a bit smaller. And I should have thought of that. That looks way better than what I was trying to pull off. You know what? I think we want these on the back side too. We're not gonna put all the lights and everything, but we want these to connect with that. Where's our... Just wanted to copy those. And put a minus on the X, get it over there. Here's another classic character that I redid on Core. So I think this we want a little bit darker though. We might end up going through this whole music list by the end of it. I know I don't sit around listening to old theme songs all the time. I have a list of it on YouTube, but just every once in a while I'm in the mood for that kind of thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here and you have this little copy properties. Now we're gonna take a look. We'll just switch all these. I think that's gonna switch the screen too, but let's come over here. We'll put this to a missive for now.
You're welcome.
I'll go with like a nice dark purple.
I see what's happening, yeah.
Maybe not so dark.
You're face to face with greatness and it's strange. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. Well, it's nice to see that humans never change. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yes, it's
That's the
early,
one.
it's Maui, breathe it in.
Alright,
Know it's
then
the hair, the bod.
these two
When you're
things
staring
we
at a
want.
demigod, what can I say except you're welcome? For the tides, the sun, the sky. Hey, it's okay.
Sorry, I'll get it this out of the way for a second so you guys can see what I'm doing there.
Hey, what has two thumbs and pulled up the
So
sky?
grab all these corners.
Yay, hide this guy. When the nights got cold, who stole you fire from down below?
There's definitely
Just
faster
look at
ways to
that,
do
yo.
this, but
Oh, also I lasso the sun. You're welcome to stretch your days.
this is one way to do it. You have, when you go to paste, it gives you a bunch of different options. Like you can actually paste the shape, but that's not what we want to do. We just want to do the material. So if you click all, it clicks all the boxes for you. It goes a lot quicker. Who would have thought The Rock could sing? Can you believe that? Like, listen to this. This song's from, what is it, Moana? Moana, yeah. Dwayne Johnson. Like, the guy's a superhuman. What can't he do? Like, leave some talent for the rest of the people on the planet, eh? Alright.
Well, anyway, let me say you're welcome for the wonderful world you know. Hey, it's okay, you're welcome.
Alright. Now, what do we want for these? Kind of like a... I'm gonna grab all of them so that they're together. Just gonna drag this back down the hierarchy. Put it along its buddies, the other cube roundeds. What do we want here? Probably a basic steel with like a...
Cops, Central Organization of Police Specialists.
It doesn't look like quite gold. It looks more like a fake
In a
gold.
future time, protecting Empire City from Big Boss and his gang of crooks.
That looks pretty nice. Okay, so hold on here. We still did something wrong here. I think we're gonna grab... Oh no. You don't want those though. Ah, now we already put the feet. We're stuck in this. No, we want... Alright, that's close enough. We can move this down a little bit. where's our buddies, the cube rounded? So we're gonna grab those down,
Same thing we do
move those down a little bit.
Try to take over the world.
Grab these two, we're gonna shorten these a little bit. Ah, this show, Pinky and the Brain. Such a classic, underrated show in my opinion. Although maybe not underrated. Because they originally, I think, were in Animaniacs, if I'm not mistaken. And then they got their own show, so clearly they were well liked. Alright, so let's see if we can pull this off here. What gives you... Okay, so we're probably going to want to make it a missive. And then... Or no, wait. How do you... Is it alpha that you can switch it to like a weird... where you pick two colors? Can I pick another color? There's... I guess we could just do it all manually. It's gonna take a bunch more objects, but not the end of the world. Alright, so we're just gonna keep copying it, drag it over, switch the color. Not the best animation necessarily in this show, although this is from the Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World. Those cartoons definitely had an interesting look to them though. I mean, really cheesy dialogue and everything though. Maybe should have made these a bit skinnier, but we could get away with it, I guess. Like, it looks like there's multiple greens there, but we'll just go with one. Now, if you're asking why, is there any benefit to having this alpha? I have no idea. That's why I was humming and hawing. I was like, should I just refix the colors here? But so we're gonna copy all the squares except for our middle one there. Make it into a merged model. If not, it's not gonna mirror the way we want it to. Now we're gonna grab all our squares, so we're gonna put them into this merge model.
This show is K-rated. No adults.
And then we're gonna copy that merge model and make it much smaller. Okay, so you could always drag these colors if you don't want a color anymore. You could just drag it and throw it in the little trash bin there. This one we want to go blue on the other side. Go even darker blue.
I don't got him! Yeah, grab on!
And then it looks like we go to a light blue for the end here.
Much obliged, Dakota!
So we're gonna grab all these again. Oh, they're already in a merge model. Silly me. So we're gonna make this a bit smaller still. Try and get it better centered. So we're just doing this one by eye because our arrows aren't lined up in the middle. Looks alright. Unwrap. Unwrap. So next, we're gonna want to do. I'm thinking this is gonna be. It's gotta be wood, right? I want this. Alright, we're gonna copy those the properties there. We're gonna paste the properties into here. Do both speakers. Then this we want to have some kind of metal something like this maybe. What's that look? Alright, grab our little knobbies. Hopefully nobody makes that into some weird soundbite. What do we want for this? Probably just plastic, right? The plastic matte finish. It's kind of like a light yellow. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Alright guys. That is looking pretty snazzy. So our final finishing touch, the pièce de résistance. I guess we could do this a little bit more too. Let's get a little bit more going on here. We're just gonna copy the sphere. I'm gonna give it a gold. Gold, Jerry, gold. Now here is a cartoon that still to this day lives up. I mean, what an absolute classic. This is like from the 70s or something. Like, it's old, man. And this cartoon is still good. And arguably one of the catchiest theme songs. So just copying that sphere. Gonna throw it on the other side. Then we're gonna copy it again. And we're gonna grab a... Looks like we're in the right section for cylinders, right? So we're gonna grab a cylinder. And turn that 90. Put it in the middle. What is this one? Kablam. Oh. This was a pretty cool show, actually. Like, went over comics and art and pretty original show. Alright, that looks alright. So I have no idea what's going on in here. There's probably some, I think there's like dials and numbers and but I think we're just gonna leave it plain black like it is there. So the last thing we want to do is this Acme Crime Net. So what we're gonna use for this, grab ourselves We're gonna do this in decals, hopefully. Now this show, I actually like the theme song, but I wasn't around actually when it was on TV. And I tried watching it recently and it's just not really my thing. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Can, a missive can't... You can't have, decals on a missive. Is that possible? Huh. Huh. Okay, so I think we're gonna go with a different material then, because I mean we already have a nice triangle right there on the screen, so clearly we know it's gonna work out for us. So what could we use then? Basic outline? No. I mean, it has to be something that lights up a little bit. I mean, I guess we could get away with... Oh. Oh. That's not what we want to be making smaller. Alright, so... Alright, that looks nice. We want... Kinda looks like a dirk... a dirk... a dirka, dark turquoise in there. Something like that. And then... Something like that, but this is... Maybe it's like a... That looks a little bit nicer. Alright. Do we want to use world text? Yeah, I think world text is going to be our go-to here. We're not going to be able to get maybe this arch unless we want to use a bunch of them. Here's another classic show they brought back actually recently. They added another newer season to Netflix. That was quite a surprise to see Rocco's Modern Life make a comeback. Alright, so for now... Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you want? Comes for you. You know this song? Oh man. You know you can't hear it without thinking of the Cops TV show. But this is actually a really good song. This show, Cops, is kind of... It's entertaining, but at the same time, it's kind of sad to see people's lives getting ruined. And it's kind of weird that we view that as entertainment in our society sometimes kinda weirds me out. I think we're gonna copy this. And let's see if we can. Okay, so we're gonna have to move this one forward a bit. And look at that, gives us a nice outline. We're gonna copy this again, so we're gonna end up having a bunch of them. We'll do capital A.
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
So I'm sure there's some kind of math you could do. I'm just gonna fiddle around with this till it looks right. I copy both of those.
Cultivate hunger before you idealize, cultivate around make them realize climbing the mountain, never coming down, break into the contents, never falling down.
Alright, grab them back again. And we'll go one at a time, just switch the letters. Copy them. Do the same thing again. Make them black. Alright, so we're gonna have to grab the front ones. And then we're gonna move it up. Alright, I think this here is a spyglass. So let's see. We're gonna grab this basic shape, and then we're gonna move down. Let's find sides. Okay, that's it. So we're gonna move this all the way to the left to give us pretty much a circle. Or actually, maybe it isn't. From far away it looks like a perfect circle, but you can see it has little sides there. Okay. Something like that. Go with that. Okay. That's what I was looking to do. So this is kind of repeating track here. We'll just switch this quick. Let's go. Let's go with the Civilization track. Actually, really like this music track. Alright. Now we're gonna want to go. Where is our... Oh, I think we hit the maximum amount of... Yeah, once you put too many decals in one place, it doesn't quite let you overlap them too much. So maybe we'll leave it just as a circle. We'll get it back in the center though. I mean, let's take a look at that again. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with that, guys. I think that looks pretty good. The old Acme Crime Net. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you made it this far, I appreciate you sticking around. Hopefully you guys learned something. I'm having a lot of fun doing these Let's Build episodes, and I'm having a lot of fun doing Let's Play episodes. Core is just an all-around great platform, and I'm thankful to have found it. I enjoy the community aspect to it. It's so much different than just playing these AAA titles where nobody knows anybody and we're anonymous online. You know, like this is a lot friendlier and nicer than that. It's a much better experience in my opinion. So hats off to y'all, and I wish you all a great day, and keep in touch. We'll see in the next episode. There's lots to come. So share love out.